Hey everyone, my name is Susan West and welcome to my kitchen here in Newnan, Georgia. Today we're going to be making what's called Susie's Gourmet Chocolate Brownies. Now if you've ever been invited to a party or you're going to be hosting a party and you want to come up with a really unique dessert or something really grand and spectacular to present to your guests or take to a party, I'm going to show you something that you can make today that people will think that you went by your local bakery and purchased. But you can make this in your own home in less than 1 hour. What we're going to do is, to start with, we're going to start with your choice of like a 19-ounce box of brownie mix. I actually used a milk chocolate brownie mix today. You can use dark chocolate, the brownie mix of your choice, whichever you would like. Just bake this according to the directions in a 9 by 13 pan, which is what I've done here. You'll see I've actually already been cutting out some of our brownies already, our gourmet brownies. But bake this in a 9 by 13 pan according to the directions on the box of the brownie mix. Once that's cooled, or while that's baking, what you want to do next is you're wanting to mix up what's called a little bit of chocolate heaven. This is a chocolate Philadelphia cream cheese icing that we're going to put on top of the brownie mix. So what you're going to do with that is you're going to use 4 ounces of our wonderful Gourmet Gold. This is what I call this. Philadelphia cream cheese is like gold in my house. We love this stuff. We would put this in everything we make if we could, and we can. You're going to use 4 ounces of the Philadelphia cream cheese. You're going to use 1 stick of butter. We're going to use 4 cups of powdered sugar. We're going to use 1/3 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and we're going to use 2/3 cup of cocoa. We're going to mix all that up with just our handheld mixer. Once all that's incorporated and your brownies are out of the oven, they've had time to cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. What I did was, you can use a biscuit cutter. If you have a cookie cutter of your choice, any design you really want, you can just cut them in squares, diagonal, triangular. You can cut them in hearts, any design you want. Today I actually cut them in what's a little rectangular shape, and I've already got 3 here that I've already cut out to show you how little they actually, these are like little, maybe like 2 little bite sizes right here that we're going to use. So what we're going to do is, once we've got the icing made up, we've got the brownies ready, they're already cut up, I'll put this in like a piping bag just to make it easier. This is something you can buy at your local craft store. If you don't have access to something like this, you can use Ziploc bags, any type of little baggie that you would want to fill your icing with and snip the corner of it. But I've got what's called like a little star tip. There again, this is something you can buy at your local craft supply store, very inexpensive. I think these are like $1. Just to kind of give it more of a design. There again, if you don't want to go to that trouble, fill up a Ziploc bag with your gourmet chocolate, and you're going to pipe it on. And all we're going to do is just do a zigzag design. If you can make a squiggle line, you can design these brownies. So here we're going to go. We're going to do this. We're going to go just back and forth. This is literally all we're going to do is go back and forth, back and forth. Okay? Alright, we're going to do one more. Just back and forth, like I said, or any design you want to choose. This is just the design I chose to use today. But like I said, whatever design you want, if you can make a squiggle, you can do this. Like I said, your guests will think that you went by your local bakery or you hired someone to make these brownies when you can make these brownies on your own. And then, once we get through with the brownies, we're going to top those with a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. Like I said, we're just going to sprinkle those. If you don't like pecans, you can leave those off. If you like some other type of chocolate shavings, you could sprinkle those on top. But what I'm going to do is just sprinkle a few chopped pecans. Just on top right here. Okay. And then I'm going to show you, I'm almost finished here, and I'm going to show you the presentation right here at the very end. Just put a few more on here. Okay. And here's what they're going to look like. You add these to the ones we've already done. Okay, and here we have it. Susie's Gourmet Chocolate Brownies. These can be made in your home. You don't have to go to a bakery to enjoy them.